All right, we're out here on the practice field today with Great Falls coach DeMarcus Simons, headed into his third year as the head coach at Great Falls High School. Coach, you've told me that you've heard some whispers here and there from folks who think like, oh, you know, last year they had a couple of studs, they've graduated, their little run's over, but you actually like hearing that. You use that as fuel.
Definitely a chip on my shoulder with that one. Again, you hear the naysayers, you hear it. But we got, so I like to fly under the radar, and we'll let the football talk about it.
Now, obviously, you lost about 4,000 yards, 36 touchdowns with Zay and Fox.
Roughly.
Graduating. So the offense might look a little different in the terms of how you go about moving the ball. It may not be 50-yard chunks, but you're pretty content to get chunks of 6 and 7 too.
Easily. That's exactly what we're going to do. Everything's going to be the same. We're not going to, why change what was working? The approach is just going to be different. So we still got the same goal. We're just going to take a different route. That's all.
You, in fact, said the offense is not going to change at all. The scheme is exactly the same. Plays are the same.
I wouldn't change it for the world right now. I mean, this program hasn't had a guy here for 3 years consecutively in however many years it's been. So, you know, my guys are finally understanding the things before I understand. So if I make a wrong call in a huddle, they're like, Coach, we can't do that. So they understand what we're doing. They understand the mission. So I'm not going to change anything. Everything is just what we want it to be.
Still plenty of talent on hand. I know you're really high on the offensive line, just for starters. But as far as the guys that are going to be touching the ball, who are some guys that people could look for this year?
Definitely. I want you to look forward to seeing or hearing his name, number 5, Jordan Holmes, number 9, Jalen Sanders, and up front, number 52, Keyshawn Killian, and 54, Trey Wilson.
You mentioned Jalen Sanders, of course. Now you actually have 2 guys named Jalen Sanders, so that's Big J, right?
Yeah, that's Big J. I got Big J and I got Baby J. All right, one is an upcoming junior, one is an upcoming sophomore. And they're both going to be guys you're going to hear the name, but it's going to be both Jalen Sanders. So just know we call them around here Big J and Baby J.
And then as far as wide receiver goes, that's where Holmes plays. But he's also a versatile guy who you're going to move around a little bit too, right?
Oh, yeah. Holmes definitely going to get to see different positions. He's going to be my utility guy. You might see him under the center. You might see him on the outside. You might see him in slot. But I also got Rico McCullough that can also do all of the same things.
You guys had a winning record last year, made the playoffs, won a playoff game for the first time, I think, in 8 years. But you said that last year one of the team's weaknesses was tackling. You won you won a lot of games, but a lot of those were shootouts. Mm-hmm. You think that one of the areas you're going to be best is on defense. That's the biggest area of improvement.
Yeah, we're definitely 1 year more mature. We've grown. So that year of confidence, all of these guys are returning starters. I think that's going to be a strong point for us now. We're going to tackle really well. You know, coming into camp, I was questioning tackling, and if we had to play tomorrow, I have no question. Tackling is going to be fine.
Just like on offense, you think one of the strengths is going to be up front, correct?
Up front, yes.
And there are a lot of guys that are going to play both ways, but you're lucky that you're in a good position that those guys have experience, but they're not seniors. They've got, so you'll have them back for another year in a lot of cases.
I have 1 senior on my offensive line. My whole offensive line are third-year guys. They've been here since I came, so that's 3-year starters. And what more can you ask for if you got experience up front? What more can you ask for?
One big difference is not just with this year specifically, the program in general, is you've brought some continuity. Because there was a stretch, it was 5 coaches in 6 years or whatever it was. Assistants were constantly changing. You've added a very good coach to the staff, but otherwise your staff is completely intact, and it's been this way for 3 years. How much does that continuity help the kids in terms of understanding, in terms of knowing what you expect, and just everything?
To touch back on things, that continuity means everything. Like I said, I'm in the huddle and I can call a play wrong, and these guys know it. You know what I mean? I give that a big test to my guys, my coaches coaching their positions, coaching their individual positions, and knowing exactly what I want want the guys to understand, like those guys, without my coaching staff that I've had for 3 years, I wouldn't be standing here. Like, these guys are my bread and butter. I go to these guys. I put my hat on those guys.
And you talked about the faith that you have in them, but it's a mutual thing between you, your staff, you, all of you guys, and your players.
It is, definitely. It's really, I know we use this word, we stretch it so much as family, but like when I say this team is family, I mean it like with the bottom of my heart. These guys finally have a coach and a coaching staff they believe in and trust, because we've been here for years. No other kid in this area could say that they've seen that. Like I said, it was 6 coaches in 5 years or whatever the number was, but we've been here 3 years, the same guys, the same players. So love and family is a bigger thing now.